I mean, the one thing I really want you all to appreciate while we are making this video for today is just another great possibility of handling responsibilities. And as you can see, we are playing in this gym right here. That's what the gym is. And we just won our game to the game I came to, so which is honestly really crazy. But I'm just by a complex of like for example, I don't know what sport that is, right? Like where the water is. I don't know what sport that is, but I know they got beach volleyball over here. They got baseball going on. But as you can see, I'm in the mountains. And overall, I just want to say celestial rising, divine noon, and grand night to the beautiful divine mirage watching this mindful message. It's a divine reflection, divine messenger, and we are back with another observation. And as you can see as well, too, I didn't want to wear it because I'm outside, but I got my coaching shirt or whatever. So that's why I want to come into the windy part of where I am right now as far as coming on top of this hill. But somebody sent me a message as far as in the replies, and it was to a message when I was basically, not even was, but still is. But it was an old video and I was talking about retaining and all that, like retaining your energy and just how important I feel like it is for both genders in this society. But shout out to Drummy. He was saying there will be ups and downs on this journey as well. I'm gonna let nature feel itself real quick. So you know it's gonna be a great video. We're just in tune with ourselves. Keep strong, kings, keep strong. Jezebels and succubus will try to come at you when they see you carrying your seed. It'll be hard and the devil will make it hard by making them good looking. Just know when you start it, it will be the most rewarding thing you'll ever do in your life. And you are doing something that 99% of men can't and won't do. So give yourself a pat on your back for even attempting to make your life better. Thank you. And as y'all can see, make sure nature can get appreciated real quick. Go ahead, sing for them. Yeah. You feel me? Nature always does her thing whenever she decides to do her thing. When she's not being shy. But it's okay though. So anyways, now when it comes that was a great perspective, honestly. So I really feel as if, so I wouldn't even say though, because we got contradicted. My fault, I'm just trying to get y'all aligned and all that. But I wouldn't say that there are Jezebels and devils, because that's the illusion. The illusion is that we want, like for example, when somebody's talking about what a Jezebel is or whatever the case may be, we got to understand too that a Jezebel would just be like, from my perspective, an overly large woman who still craves sex. But a succubus is still just a skinnier petite. So it's like people have glamorized and sexualized a bunch of programs that are deemed as demonic, but it's like you sleep with these demons. So my confusion is with like even the devil, because when this person mentioned that, when they mentioned it'll be hard and the devil will make it hard by making them good looking, when I was reading this, I said to myself, why would the devil want to manipulate you into thinking that the woman that you're attracted to, or the man being a woman that you're attracted to, is attractive, when the whole entire attraction is what you're attracted by, which is basically just how you perceive yourself. And if you don't know what you're sleeping with, if you don't know what you're laying with, then you could be laying with the same gender that you reflect every single day physically, temporarily in your delusion. So there is no devil unless you claim to be the devil itself, because anything good looking is demonic anyways, because the ugliest things in this world are what purify the mindset for what God never looked good in. And that's exactly why too, the more you are retaining your energy, because it's basically just a sacred mindset for you to even want to practice. So I do appreciate this person for even saying that. And I also have key points as well for why this stuff happens, because you're going to have to go through these breakthroughs and these tests. Because when I realized, like even just for this year, for the path that I'm walking on, it's just, and even me just focusing and retaining that energy as far as putting it towards my better self, I realized as well that no matter what I do, it's going to harm me in the long run because I want to get better. But the thing is, I'm getting better by holding on to something that I hold dearly to myself, and that's basically a better mindset. But for me to do that, I had to get rid of something that couldn't really serve me for the now. It can serve me right now, but what is it serving me right now besides addiction? So if we're gonna have poison, I'd rather be poisoned by hard work. I'd rather be poisoned by a lack of sleep. I'd rather be poisoned by making content. I'd rather be poisoned by making sure that I'm still pouring into basketball while still making videos in my life as well. Because remember, it's all about a balance. So it's like I can, as you can see, I was already driving down there. So I can balance that out by going to watch my boys play or whatever, but then still coming up on this hill and pouring into you all as well and into my future self also. Because no matter what we do, the more you retain, you're able to focus on what you can pay attention to, and that's basically your future. Because you're able to now resist the test that you're going up against. Because as a man and woman, the moment you want to get better, life says, I refuse to let you get better. Because why are you doing that in front of my face? Because your truth is hidden in plain sight, and life cannot accept that. So that goes with people as well. So to my women out there, I know you can relate. And then to a lot of men as well. If you get a lot of women, you can relate as well. But to the woman especially, don't you feel a certain way when you just want to get to know a person, but it's like immediately they're introducing sex to the conversation and you're like, damn, I just want to get to know you, see how your mind is and see who you are as a person before we even get down to that level of intimacy. But it's like that's already the focus point on your mind. That's exactly why as a man, you can't lead your life with lust, because when you lead your life with lust, you lose vision. You lose vision of what you can be great in. And the thing is too, the greater you become, the harder it is for you to hold on to your discipline. The harder it is for you to stay disciplined because you want to do better in this world. And the thing is too, society does not want you to do that. So it has to send you temptations. So for the first part, I understood as well, like even as I'm retaining still to this day, I understand as well that when you're holding on, because that's the thing too, basically you're holding on to higher memory. When you hold on to a higher memory, you're basically embodying what you've already attracted. And that's basically just a life that these people cannot fulfill themselves into even existing in, because you exist in a different timeline. So you have to attract the tests that are going to limit what you want to go up against. And that's basically your shadow side. That is your truth, and it shouldn't be demonized or weaponized, because your shadow self can show you what you need to work on in the light. And the thing is too, people see the light every single day, not knowing that it's still false light. So you may feel like as if you're enlightened, but you're still doing things that you know behind closed doors or even off camera. You're doing things that you know you should be holding on to, you should be disciplined with, but yet you don't take accountability for that, because if somebody checks you for that, now you gotta check yourself for that as well, and then people can't trust your word. So it's like, if you're gonna hold on to something, you can't sit here and run away from being tested, because as a warrior, the whole point of life is to be tested and test yourself by your own testing, because you're testing yourself every single day by thinking of things that never even mattered. So you focus on what matters, and that's basically holding on to what you know in life, and that's your truth. So I understood as well, the things that we think are Jezebels, succubus, or succubi, whatever, these demonic images or whatever the case may be of basically our lust in a different form that we think looks good, they're going to sense our energy of divine consciousness. And when that happens, they're basically looking to drain it. And it won't even be just them as well, but it can be work also. So you can also be working. And a lot of times too, just your boss or even your managers or even your friends as well. It can be family, it can be anybody. It can just be life in general. It can be somebody random. But when you're existing on a higher timeline, when I say higher timeline, there is no current moment for you anymore. Like, of course, you live in July 5th or whatever on a Saturday, but you're not living on July 5th on a Saturday, because you already understand that what you're doing today is what you've been doing on July 5th on a Saturday for next year. Then you're after that, and then you're after that. Because like once you get to those years, how much energy have you held on to? That's exactly why all the people that you study who are great or whatever, they're doing these things, because even if they release their energy, you don't sit here and just beat yourself up for doing that. No, that's a part of the test. The test is to not get in your feelings. That's the problem right there. When people lose their energy or it gets drained, for example, so somebody can say a wet dream is still relapsing. No, it's not. Because for one, when you're conscious, when I mean conscious, if you're blinking your eyes and you're walking to the girl's house, you're walking upstairs and you see her butt-ass naked and you see her doing what it does to get you going. She's mopping you up on her knees and she's going crazy. You holding her hair, making sure that you can be her hairstylist or whatever the case may be. And then you're going crazy and then, hey. So as you're doing that, you're conscious of what you're doing, but you don't want to be conscious because you still want to become spiritual. But that's the problem though. By having a spiritual journey, you have to be able to take accountability for what you're practicing. All you're doing is understanding that, for one, if you're going to do the action of sex, which should not be sexual, but it should be alchemical, because you're not doing it for you or her, but you're doing it for both of your higher selves. Because what are you both learning through this practice? That's the problem right there. People are too fixated on getting their fix, but you're not fixing the issue. That isn't an issue for real, but you can't sit with that issue because you're not willing to learn what the issue is. Because what is the issue with you and your discipline? You want to get somewhere in life, but yet you're holding on to an energy that's caused you to think in your lower way of being. So you can't even see her for the being that she is, or that he is, because you're too infatuated by her body, by his body, by his looks and her looks, by her upper parts, his upper parts, the lower part, For both genders, doesn't even matter. People will associate their addictions to the person, then they'll objectify the person as if their addictions matter. So where now you lead with the addiction, to where now she gets turned off. He may get turned off if he has common sense. But I can't speak for other niggas as well. But it'll be weird if the first thing that you do is lead with that, because it's like, damn, hold on. Let's slow down real quick. But now in this society, the test is when you are becoming a greater version of yourself, people will say you're insecure or you're gay, because you're holding on to your energy. That's exactly why with that test as well, you don't play into it. You don't buy into it. There's no point in you even trying to research what's going on, because people can only feel how they think they feel. And they don't even know how they feel for real, because they can't contradict their feelings. And they don't know how they're feeling unconsciously, because they're on autopilot anyways, because they don't know how to retain their energy. The average man right now is drained, and he has no idea what's draining him. But yet, he still goes to what's draining him. And what's really draining him if it isn't him and his choices? That's why if sex is draining you, should you be doing it? And they're saying as well, the version of our devil hides in what we think is beautiful or thick or a nice skin tone, nice body size, like whatever. This imitation of what we subconsciously think is what hides in front of our face, because we want to find truth in that temptation. That's going to always look like we're rewarding ourselves for communicating with it or even laying with it, not knowing that the rewards that we are chasing are setting us back. So you're going after this guy or this girl, and you're putting your focus into them, not knowing that you're losing focus within you. Because you can't focus on you no more, because you're too focused on them. Why are you focused on them? They're not even focused on you. They weren't focused on you till you had rewards come into your life, and now they want to get a piece of the pie. But yeah, when you were shooting in the gym, right now, if you're making videos right now and you don't see anybody around you, why are you pouring into them more than you're pouring into you? You're putting in the work, so why does God get the glory? Why does she get the glory? And you just met her. All the things that you worked hard on, and because you don't have discipline, you want to go ahead and give her the illusion that you earned. And then when she walks away with your money or even just your life and puts you on child support, now you're complaining because she won't let you see her kids that she wants to hold on to and hold something over you. So where now it's deemed as if he or she could be a bad mom or dad because of what somebody's holding on to because of less. That's the illusion of beauty right there. Just because she looks good or just because you think he looks good does not mean that you should be laying up with him, because you don't know what they carry. You don't know what they lay with at night every single night. You don't know who's laying right next to them. When I say who, there is no identity on these beings, because these beings have no name, but they're being right next to this person that you lay with, and you can't even see who they laying with, because who are they laying with if it ain't your future? Laying with the future comes with a cost that looks good, and it don't look good. That's exactly why the ugly things in life come from boredom. It comes from being still. It comes from focusing and putting energy into you. Because what is the focus on now if you can't focus on you? If you're not putting the focus on your mindset and what you should be doing, then how can you know what you're doing with your energy if you're wasting it on pixels or illusions in this CGI programming called life? The next one. This energy is so sacred. You got to understand that you're holding spiritual warfare. That's how passionate you have to be for your essence. You hold spiritual warfare. Think about how many women are attracted to you, young man, or older man as well, whenever you hold on to your energy. You go and you exercise. You just become a better man. You speak different. You think clear. You start doing things that help you do choices that you shouldn't have done when you aren't conscious, but now that you're conscious, you're doing greater things that can help you see what you've been missing out on what you've been missing out on your entire life, or the entirety of your life. Because for the entirety of your life, you've been putting your mind on lust. You've been putting your mind on being tempted by things that don't matter. Because of course, touching her body, getting inside of her mind matters to an extent, because realistically, what matters is creating a purpose for you. What matters is waking up every single day and knowing that what you see in the mirror is basically what you implicate or imply to the world, or you basically replicate to the world. Because whatever you're copying is basically what you're thinking about through a dominant perspective of your thoughts. So once that happens, you gotta understand too that this essence for spiritual warfare basically shows you that if you're not holding on to it, then you're losing self-control in the spiritual warfare. Because spiritual warfare basically is losing your energy. That's exactly why too, spiritual warfare is happening in your phones, it's happening in your mind, through your eyes, through your ears, from your mouth, happening in your nose, it's happening outside of your mindset, it's happening in the air, it's happening underground, it's happening on the ground, it's happening above the clouds, it's happening every single way, every single veil that we can't even see, because we can't even see majority of our life anyways. But it's there, the illusion is there, and it's tempting because it feels so good. When you get inside of that mind and it starts flowing for that 1 second, you tell yourself, damn, I never had a feeling like this. But why can't you feel like that every single day without getting inside of her mind? Why can't you feel like that without beating yourself up for losing your energy that you know that wasn't draining? If you feel better after you do release, and you didn't do it for release, you did it for alchemy, you did it for a better transcendence into finding your own duality through her. And you're not doing it for her, but you're doing it for her because you want to see her do better in life. You're going to do better no matter what you do. But as a man, you talk to her through her orgasm. You make sure no matter what she does, when she does release, you make sure no matter what, you're satisfied. But you don't have to release if you don't want to. So that would be called edging, basically. But you don't have to sit here and edge, because when you do edge, you're now playing with temptation at this point. So when you do release, you can't get upset, because you were dancing with the devil, because it looked good, it smelled good, it tasted good, it probably felt so good. It was just like, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and release. But it's like, now, if you release, what are you holding on to at this point? You lost all your ideas, but how can you get them back? You can get them back instantly, but how will you do it though? Somebody can tell you how they'll do it, but that doesn't mean that you can do it as well, because you have two different lifestyles and the same exact mindset under one consciousness. But what level is your consciousness at for you to be able to get these memories right back? And then the thing is too, for the fourth one, majority of the average person will not try to retain their energy. It takes too much time, it takes too much effort, it's too much. It's just too much discipline, it takes too much accountability. It just basically takes too much of doing the things that you used to do. It's like playing the game. It's like telling somebody, sell your PS5, sell your Xbox. Why? I'm used to playing the game. I'm used to watching my shows on the game. I'm used to talking to my people on the game. So why do I get rid of it? It's all I have. Exactly. You're holding on to materials that never belong to you. So the thing is too, if you don't have a focus to focus on, now the focus will be on your lower way of living, or your lower way of pleasing your pleasures. And the thing is too, your pleasures can be satisfied through a healthy way of existing. So for example, it's healthy for me to get some nature while also pouring into the youth. So that'll be a healthy way of living. Also, even though I have electronics around me, I'm still doing YouTube, so social media. But the thing is though, after I get done editing, after I get done posting, I think it's so I don't really have to edit, because my videos are basically just me just being conscious of what I'm messing up in. So I just have to slow my thoughts down anyways. But either way it goes though, that's okay, because I'm being aware of what people won't be trying. And that's basically trying to do better. Like, you can try to hold on to your energy all you want, but a lot of times you will slip up. It happens. But sitting here, going on YouTube or going on social media, thinking to yourself, man, I gotta watch this person's videos to get motivated. No, you do not. You don't have to ask somebody for help on what I gotta do to hold on to my energy. No, just do it. No pun intended to Nike or whatever the case may be, because I'm not getting paid for even saying that. But no correlation. Just do what you gotta do to get into a life that you can see yourself practicing. Because to live is a practice. So what are you practicing? If all you practice is just existing in your lower urges, then you won't urge your way to get better. Because basically, in order to do better in life, to get back home, you have to figure out how to hold on to your memory right now in this temporary home that you're in right now. So everything that you see right now is the play. So who's acting in these plays that you're scripting out? you are the director. You are the director and a producer. So when you're producing directions, what are you directing your mind to go and see? Because if you choose to go into that room and you see what you see, you can't get mad because you walked into curiosity. But now when you step from that door and now you say to yourself, you know what, maybe I just want to turn around and just go look into my observation and not walk through any doors. Now you're holding on to what people won't try. And the thing is too, it's rare to want to hold on to what is easy to release. When you're so infatuated with not releasing, it becomes easy to not release. It becomes light work because it's like, as a light worker, you're not doing things for the shadows. It's like, yeah, you know your shadow side. Yeah, you will get some pleasure here and there, but that ain't the main focus. No, because you've been down that road before already. And down that road caused you to do what? Feel lethargic. You didn't get your studies done. You didn't get your work done. You weren't really invested into probably family or friends or even just opportunities for businesses. It's like you just weren't thinking in the manner that you should have been living in. But because you're living right now, you can try to do things that are rare. And being disciplined is a rarity because people don't want to be disciplined. It's easy to go against your purpose because why not? You don't have one anyway. So if you don't create one, then what are you creating then? What are you creating at this point? What the hell? But exactly though, that's the thing. So it's like the moment you start to practice this action, you're now doing things that people will never start. So it's like you started to finish life before life was started for other people. That's what separates the wheat from the tares, or from greatness and average thinking, from being rich and being poor. A poor mind has to have sex, but a rich mind has oral sex with sex, but it doesn't use its mouth to have sex. It does foreplay with the mind. And then before the physical can touch the poor mindset of the subconscious practice, the spirit will now be able to flow into what she's thinking about. And then you'll be able to watch her be pleased from looking at you. That's exactly why it feels better to see her look up to your inspiration. Because you're not doing it just for her to come or whatever, or for her to orgasm, or for her to release. No. You're telling her that to be a better woman, I want to see you get better. I want to see you feel better. I want to see you go through things that you haven't even been pleased in before. So I want to be able to please you so you can please yourself. Then when she thinks about you, she has no choice but to go ahead and cream on herself, because the thing is too, that cream is cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. What are you thinking about? It rules everything around you. So no matter what, when you have that around you, you don't even have it around you, she'll be around you even before you have the cream. So she has to cream on herself because cash rules everything around her too. And the thing is too, when she gets the cream as well, she's gonna definitely pour it all on you, because look what you did for her before you even had the supply of demands that you have demanded through her. It's like she'll do some things so for you to where you had the question like, damn, what have I done to her? And she'll say, you have done nothing for me but be the man that I've always dreamed of. And now you made her dreams a reality by dreaming bigger than her dream state. People are afraid to dream big because they were told to think small from imagination. Embody your imagination and be so delusional that your delusions work, to where now they ask you, how do your delusions work? I'm delusional. How would I know? Also, we had to stop celebrating the results. Oh, I did it in 500 days, 500 years, 800 years. It's the effort that has to be celebrated without celebrating the efforts. Because by you even practicing it, by you thinking every single day, okay, I could do this action, but I choose not to. What can I do today? That's a start. The next day, I could choose to touch myself, but I choose not to. I should read a book today. That's a start. Every day is a start to the finish line towards the reality that you're going to walk into. So to align a rich mindset, you do an unconscious practice all day, but you're conscious of it. When you go to bed, before you go to bed, you set the intention on the future by affirming what you already know spiritually. Telling your subconscious mind by playing it on an infinite loop, telling yourself, I am thankful to retain my energy to where now I have everything that I always wanted. And then you can say whatever you want after that. Keep on going, keep on going. So as you're sleeping, you're consciously sleeping. After that, you drift off into a higher state of being in your reality. Now in reality, what you said in your subconscious mind has to do what for you? It has to replay what you said before you went to bed. So now, when you're projecting your mind into your reality, you're seeing what you're living in already. So as you're going to bed and you're consciously sleeping, even though you are unconsciously sleeping, because you are still awake in your dream, but as you're awakening in your dream, you're now able to see the things that you have been working on subconsciously in the illusion that we call life. So now life works for you in DMT, or dimensional meditative state of transmutation, and a higher way of realms that we are able to observe down here. That's exactly why having the attempt of bettering yourself is going to put you beyond the lifestyle that people are practicing every single day. So where they can't practice that lifestyle every single day because it hurts to even want to try something new. When you're so used to getting girls all the time, it hurts to say, okay, I'm done having sex with women. It hurts. Because you can lay with a new woman every single day. After a while, your consciousness will kick in and say, what am I doing now? You done had countless women like Solomon right next to you. David as well. Jesus Christ as well. You watch this video as well. You can have all these women attached to you. Women, you can have all these men attached to you. But what's the point if all you're getting is just temptation that doesn't even feel good? It's like, yeah, the action of sex may feel good, but after a while, with somebody new, when will you start remixing spirits? Because then you wonder why you're still stuck in the predicament that you're in right now. Look at who you laying with. Life is telling you you're so much more, but you lay with so much less. It's like you can do way better, but you choose to do less than what you can do better in. This is your best that you think you're doing better in? By laying with what's less than what they think they're not less in? Because what's the lesson right here? That you still feel less in. Have a great and divine day, Divine Reflection.